Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. Tonight, we got a real special one in here. Hang out, I'll tell you what we're doing with it. Well, before I get to what we got going on in here tonight, I just want to make mention, I've been on about a 4-month hiatus from making YouTube videos, and during that time I've just been busy with regular life stuff. I have a full-time job, I'm a dad, all that. But I've also been doing side jobs in here for people, just fixing random stuff on their cars, brake jobs, stuff like that. And I'm using that to fund my projects and tools and things here. And I just wanted to start out by saying that if you are somebody who brought your vehicle to me and trusted me with it to work on it and get it fixed, I wanted to say thank you very much. It's been a huge help for me. It's been a huge boost and getting me where I want to be in here. And if you have any more problems in the future, hopefully not too soon, please feel free to give me a call and I will work it in. All right, let's get to the elephant in the room. This is a 1967 RSSS 396 Camaro with the 4-speed. If you're a muscle car guy, all that stuff I just rattled off just totally made your day. This is a dream car for me. Unfortunately, for an aging Gen Xer like myself, it's not going to be anything I can afford anytime soon. These are like the types of cars that you either inherit or you bought it when you were a kid and just kind of drug it around with you. But for me, it's probably not going to be in the cards anytime soon. Either way, though, I love these first generation Camaros. The lines on these, Chevy just nailed it. So I'm just super excited to have it in here. The car's special because it belongs to my sister-in-law. It's actually a family heirloom now. It belonged to her father before her. Unfortunately, we lost him during the early years of COVID. I only met the man a couple of times, but he's a super sweet guy, really cool dude, obviously a really cool dude. He left the car to his daughter. Why do I have it in here? Well, we had it out at a car show back in July, and at some point during that trip, it decided to go ahead and spit out a piston from the right front caliper. And I did everything I could to try to get it back together, but without parts, it basically ended our weekend early. Brought it home. It's been sitting in their garage ever since. Decided to drag it back out because she likes to take it out on a cruise on the anniversary of her father's passing and hit a burger joint, do dinner, and just sort of honor him in that way. Which, as a father myself, a father of a daughter, it almost gets you choked up when you think about it. So I'm super honored. I can't believe that she trusts me to work on this thing, and I'm super excited. We got lots to do. Time's a wasting. Let's get started. All right, well, I don't know if you can hear me or not. I took the microphones off because ultimately I always bash them into something or whatever when I'm doing this kind of work. So if this audio doesn't work out, then I guess this will just be a quiet demonstration. Anyway, we're underneath the right front passenger side. We get the wheel off and we're looking at the caliper. Some of these first generation Camaros had 4-piston calipers. I don't really know all the history on it personally. I think that these were sourced from Chevy's Corvette line. Being able to see what I'm doing. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you guys. All right, kind of neat design. You just pull this pin, just like that, and then you're supposed to be able to slide these out. Now, I already know that's not going to be easy because this, I think it was one of these pistons up here. It's in there cattywampus. Could never get it to get back in there and stay in there, and it's been a big problem. So I think I'm just going to work on removing the caliper, and then these will probably fall out after that. So let's get after it. Get that turned. And I'm probably going to have to stick my head in there to see this. So I'm undoing the other half of this brake line in the back. Got a pan, because I'm sure once I undo that line, it's going to pee all the brake fluid out. Alrighty, let me see. One of these you got to turn, one of them you got to hold. And I can't see any of it. Here we go. I think it broke loose. If anyone's ever worked on brake lines before, you know the pain where you're like, oh, did it break loose or did I just strip it? Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's got like a fitting that goes into the caliper and then another fitting that's the actual brake line in that. It's like an adapter. There we go. I think I got her turning. I'm gonna stick my arm right in your way. It's a really strange setup on this. It's like they've got just a little tiny length of tubing that connects on the back side of this flex line here, and then just makes a U shape and goes into the caliper. So I don't really know what that's all about. I don't know if maybe these brakes were adapted to this car at some point, but I think we're pretty loose there. I'm gonna go ahead and buzz this caliper off real quick. See if we can get this thing in there. Not without an extension. Come on, baby. Get in there. Now, let's see here. So you can see how the brake pads just sort of fall out. And yeah, there's no fluid in there because we lost it all. But there's your 4 pistons. And if I remember right, I think it was this guy that was all goofed up, and then this one, it's a real pain in the butt. These seals go bad, and then that's it. You're done. So this one's going to go back to be refurbished. Let me show you what we got to replace it. Okay, we're over here on the bench. I went ahead and picked up a fresh unit from R1 Concepts. They were just what was on Amazon. Looks like the original one says something Delco on it. Delco Marine. It's a shame if that's an original part. Anyway, let's see if this thing even matches. Might be stuck. Might be shipping something back. And you gotta love, like, this was actually inside of another box, and it comes like, you know, with the extra, like, oh, it definitely bashed itself out in several places on the box. So that's always reassuring. All right, get rid of that. So far, it's looking the same. Looks like we're going to have some hardware to switch over. Yep, looks like it comes with the same fitting the old one has, with even like some washers in case you're doing banjo bolt, which we are not. And yeah, it's shiny. Yeah, you'll notice they left this foam in here to keep the pistons back. That is one thing that is probably the most aggravating thing about a lot of these 4-piston calipers is when you go to install them, if you push on this one pops out, or this one pops out. It's like whack-a-mole. So you got to really like get the pads in there, push it out, get it fitted on there. Just kind of compare them side by side here. This one does not say Delco Lorraine or Moraine or whatever that is. So I don't know, maybe we'll hang on to the old one just as an original part, or get a rebuild kit and rebuild it so we have it in stock for the next time this happens. But yeah, it looks like everything is pretty much the same. The bleeders are in the same locations. So it looks like we're putting in this fitting on this guy. Get my pick. Oh yeah. Let's see. It's like, well, what do you do? Do you put it in dry? Or should we run some taper on that? I don't think I need to. It looks like a compression fitting down in there. I say we go with it. I'm going to take this other one off and just see what they did at the factory. Oh, wow. Hey, looks like I'm discovering some stuff. So this is what came with the R1 Concepts brand new caliper. This fitting. This is the one that came off. And I don't know if you can see the difference, but this one is tapered on the inside. This one just has a chamfer. I think we're going to use this guy from the original, because if you look down in there, it looks like a little nipple down in there. It's tapered as well to match this. So let's just run this guy and we'll know that it's sealed up. So piece of cake. You got to watch out for some of this aftermarket stuff, man. It's sad to say, but almost everything now that you get to fix parts on your car are aftermarket. I'm sorry, almost everything that's aftermarket that you buy, you know, brake shoes or just the common things that you would get on Rock Auto or Amazon or whatever. For replacement parts, they're almost all made in China. Even AC Delco, I think, is made in China, and that used to be the Chevy OEM. You know, when I'm doing work for people on their cars, I try to find the highest quality stuff I can, because I don't want their car to haunt me. And if I can't, I like to go and get OEM parts. Usually like Ford, you know, that stuff, I think some of that's still being made in the United States. I might be wrong. Dodge or Mopar, I think a lot of that's made in Mexico. So it's just sort of a sad day, you know, American cars, you can't get American parts for them unless you want to pay a pretty penny. And unfortunately, that means you're going to suffer when it comes to reliability. Anyway, that's my rant. Time to see if we can get this wrestled on to the car. I think I'm going to start with bringing the brake shoes over here. Okay, well, I spent a little quality time with the cleaning supplies here, and these are the original pads that we took out of this. Still have lots of material on there. I hate to just toss them. I think this will be fine, and this gets her back on the road in time, so we should be good here. I tell you what, this metal plate on the back of these, it sucks. I had to sit and recrimp these and dick with that more than I really wanted to. Now we've got the fun part where I've got to figure out how I'm going to get these pads loaded in here. I need to get that pin that we took off the back that goes through here. I'd like to get this preloaded so I could set it on there. My only issue is that these pistons are kind of pushing around right now, and I'm not sure how I'm going to get these in and then get it separated out, you know, to get the rotor in there. There's a tool for it. I just don't think I have it. I have the regular Lyle squeezy tool thingy. I'll show you guys, or whatever this is. So, and you would normally stick this on a dual piston caliper, and it would push things apart. And I might be able to make this work if I can get these pads in there. I might be able to make this work. So we'll see what we can do. I think I'm going to go grab that pen and see if I can hang the pads up in here, so that way I know I'm lined up. It's funny because I've seen people work on these on TV, you know, and they literally just pull the little pin off the back and slide the calipers. You know, they're basically, oh, it's just really easy. Just pull this out and yoink, yoink, and then, you know, it's a piece of cake. And that has not been the case for me. I must be doing something wrong, because I know I've seen them just go, oh, you just slide it in and out like this. They're designed for that. And, yeah, man, reality is just not the case for me. I'm gonna hit this with a wire wheel. It's a little rusty, just so we got some nice smooth action here. Stand by. It just hit me, you know, these first gen Camaros, they're very popular, and so I'm sure that once this video hits, I'm gonna have a lot of Camaro experts that have tinkered with these things for years, and I'm sure I'm going to get comments. Oh, you got to pull this first. You got to unscrew that. You didn't do it right. And I'm just going to say, yeah, you're probably right. I'm not as versed in these cars as I am. Like, you know, if you want to talk about a 4th gen F body, you know, I'm right there all day, no problem. You know, this has actually not been too big of a deal. Pop the bleeder. Looks like it had a little bit of fluid in it from the factory. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if we can lock this open just enough to get it in there. I was actually worried this wasn't going to line up, but somehow it seems like it's fine. It looks like it wants to try. Yeah, so they're just kind of very light spring tension, actually, I think, is what's trying to push them closed. So let's hold it like this for now and go see if we can hang it on the car. All right. So I was all ready to go put it on the car, and then I realized, I should probably put some brake lube on there, so it's all apart again. But I think we'll be okay. So just gonna take a little bit of the old Permatex brake parts lubricant. The nice thing is if you get a nice spread on this, it also helps with corrosion. I actually wire wheeled the back of this. There was a little bit of corrosion on there. Okay, so I just got a little bit of brake parts cleaner or brake parts lube on there, and really what that's going to do is just avoid any kind of rattles or squeaks that could be generated when you're braking. And in this car, you need good brakes. So now we're going to try to fight this back like you just saw me do. And let's see if I can get my tool back in there, just to temporarily hold these back while we go try to hang it. You know what? We're just going to wedge our big fat meat nugget hand in there and hold it that way. All right, stand by. All right, now we get to find out how much of a clown show this is going to be, watching me throw this thing back on there. I'm sure a smarter fella would, you know, somehow have a third hand here to throw one of the mounting bolts in up top and then just rock it down in there. But unfortunately for all of you, you chose the channel without the smarter fella. All right, now we're going to play this game and get it all lined up. All right. Hey, look at that. She fell into place like butter. All right, I'm going to get some blue thread locker on these bad boys. And then off camera, I'm going to go ahead and look up the torque spec. Really, man? Oh, yeah, perfect. Up top, I got a different situation because I've got to get this bracket. This bolt goes through this bracket too and holds it all. So let's work on the easy one first down below. Let's start. Oh, there we go. Don't worry. In editing, I'm going to put all that struggle in turbo mode. Now I'm remembering, because I do remember struggling to get this all put back together. Just praying. You know, when we were down at the car show, I was just praying. Like, I'm going to bolt this thing back up. We're going to hit the brakes and it's going to be fine. And nope, logic told me otherwise. I was just being hopeful, wishful thinking. Oops. There we go. All right. I think I'm going to get a fresh cotter pin on that. That one's torqued. This one's torqued. Done. Get a fresh cotter pin. Start getting this thing ready to bleed. Play this game if I got the right size. Woo! First guess. All right. That should stay in there. And get this thing cleaned up. Who doesn't like brake clean, you know? Smells like magic markers. You can use it on damn near anything. And we go. Feels really tight. Makes me wonder. I guess it's loose. Just make sure that I'm not going to have an issue with interference. Well, that was a little more of a fight than I expected. That seems to be the whole theme for me with cars lately. I know what I'm doing. I've done this about 100 times, but for whatever reason, this caliper seemed to take forever to fill up. We were pumping it. I'm sitting here doing the open and close and up, down, you know, the whole deal. And it was just like pumping so much air. I had to keep refilling the master cylinder over and over and over. But we got it there. It's got good, solid, firm brake feel. I'm pretty happy with this. Went ahead and cleaned it up. We can slap the wheel on this thing and that job's done. Probably going to pull the wheels off all four corners actually and just make sure that there isn't any more air trapped in the system somewhere or a leak. And then we're going to be moving on. Okay, just kidding. It's not done. In classic hot rod fashion, I didn't even realize it until I went to put the wheel back on this thing. I got the wheel on. It was kind of a pain in the butt to get it lined up and everything. I was like, this is really weird. Got it all tightened down and it was seized up, like would not move whatsoever. And I was just like, what have I done wrong?
What have I done? What have I done?
So I got to looking at it, and what I discovered was these wheels are not clearing these portions of the rotor. So I checked. It turns out these are the wheels that her father put on the car. Taking the wheels off the car is not an option, and we need a brake caliper. So I went over to the other side, and I'll put a picture in here so you can see what I'm talking about. There is like enough clearance on the other side to just basically get like a couple of pieces of paper in there, and that's it, you know, and that works. It runs that way. Unfortunately, this is an aftermarket part made in some other country, I'm sure, and their quality assurance is not the same. I got some casting flash here, and it's basically making contact with the inside of the wheel and seizing it. I let them know what I'm looking at. I said, you know, this is about a $200 part. If I grind on it, there's no going back. They said, changing the wheels is not an option. Do what you got to do. So I got the do what you got to do thumbs up. That's what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to just slide you over to the side so you're out of the way. And I'll try to keep my hang belly out of the shot. Get this thing turned back around here. This is kind of an interesting setup to get these rims on. You got these weird looking lug nuts. They like go in through the wheel. And then you gotta line up the wheel and this spacer to get it in there. It's a bit of a fighty wrestling match kind of situation. Ugh. We'll just get a couple of these guys cinched down and then see if it's smart, Mark. Real smart. Go the wrong way. Let's see. Let's go around. I'll show you. Okay, here's what we're dealing with. You can see where the caliper's just hitting the inside of the wheel, both right here where you're looking, and then up above as well. It's doing the same thing. So we're trying to remove just enough material to get that to clear. I can actually see it through the wheel back in there. Yeah, this is adding some fun to the project. Something tells me her dad's watching me struggle with this and laughing roundly. He's probably like, yep, that's what I had to do. Good luck with that. Time to get the material mover 5000 out. See if I can get you guys in a spot where you're not in the way and not eating all the dust and debris off of this thing. Turn this back so we can work on it. Yellow paint marker here. Chuck this rim back on there, see what happens. Nope. Oh, there we go. Well, that's a little bit of progress. Just the light check looks like, yeah, it looks like it's still making contact on the outer edges there. All right, we're gonna whip this off and start over. I'm gonna spare you, but you get the idea. I'll bring it back if I get the wheel on there this time. Cars, man. All right, got it all clearanced, and I'll probably highlight it in the video, but I got to looking at the original caliper. Just come over here real quick. And it looks like he probably did some grinding on this one as well to make it fit. So I guess I don't feel so bad now. Probably should have noticed that when we were taking the wheel off in the first place. That would have given me a hint. Went ahead and just kind of went through everything. I actually pulled the whole caliper back off again just to make sure everything was fitting okay. It was rubbing also on the inside, like on the hub surface of the rotor. I actually had to go inside the caliper and grind out a whole, there was a big chunk of casting flash in there. So got all that cleared out, and she's turning smooth as glass now. We're running an aftermarket wheel on this. It's probably too small for it. It looks like these are 14-inch rims. Probably really should run a minimum of 15s on this. You know, we're clearing. I can see daylight between the caliper and the wheel. Gonna go ahead and chuck all the rest of the lug nuts in here, get them torqued out, moved on to the next thing. Well, that is it. The show is over. She's firing up. She's running good. I'm gonna take it out for a quick rip, just to make sure that the brakes are all working okay. And that's it. We're gonna send it. Again, I'm just honored to have this car in here. I think we'll probably have it back in here. They've been talking about doing an engine refresh. If I get the job for that, I'll bring you along for that as well. Again, thanks for joining me. We'll see you on the next one.